Hi guys, welcome to Tinderbox. I am Tinder and this is where I speak my truth, my whole truth, and nothing but my truth. So first things first, I hope you and yours are keeping well and safe and sound and sane, and that you're taking very good care of yourselves and being kind to yourselves. Yes, yes, yes. I keep on saying it, be kind to yourselves. A massive thank you to everyone that has been sharing my posts and liking and of course sending me so much love and all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And as I always say, if there's something that you think, you know what, Tinder, I'd really like to know what your thoughts are on this, please let me know and I'll definitely address it. Okay? Yeah, so thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. So the intended vlog for this week is still in the oven, slowly baking. And as you know, I don't like putting out half-baked vlogs, so I'm still doing my research on that, and I will definitely deliver it next week. However, I didn't want to go without a vlog this week, so I decided, you know what, I'll just do a Q&A. So yes, I did a Q&A a few weeks ago, and I have some questions that were sent on that Q&A that I will address on this Q&A. So as promised, I'm definitely going to address those questions. But then yes, this week is a Q&A and I just wanted people to ask me whatever they wanted to ask me, and yes, you guys did not disappoint. You did ask your questions, so I'm going to address that. So let me address some questions from the last Q&A that I never got to address. So Juliet asked when the babies are coming. Not one, but many babies. So the babies are not coming. They are not coming. It's not something that is in my plan. And yeah, I love kids, as you all know. I adore kids and kids adore me. But yes, I've just visualized my life with kids and without kids. And I think a life without kids for me is much easier. And I just want to be able to enjoy those little pleasures of life without having to think about somebody else. I want to be able to buy that extra pair of shoes. I want to be able to go on that expensive holiday without really thinking about the travel arrangements. I just want an easy life. I want to travel light. So yeah, hand luggage all the way. So it's unfortunately not going to happen, Juliet. And then Mary asked me, do you ever regret relocating to the UK? No, I don't regret it. Of course, my first year or two were a bit not so. I mean, they were a bit difficult because I was just dealing with a major life change, and then I had gotten married and the relationship was somehow not working out. But I eventually just grew roots, and I'm so invested in Edinburgh, and I have traveled to so many different cities in the UK, and I have to say there is nowhere like Edinburgh. It's absolutely beautiful. The people are amazing. It is so pleasing to the eyes. It's quite stimulating. It's everywhere you look, there's something that makes you go, wow, this is really cool. And it's big enough and small enough, so a 20-minute drive will take you to the countryside, and a 10-minute drive will take you to the seaside. I don't know whether it's the sea or the ocean. Actually, it's the sea. I think it's the sea. So yeah, I absolutely love Edinburgh and I don't have any regrets, and things are looking up. Things are getting better, so I'm loving it. Yes, I don't regret, no regrets whatsoever, especially given what is happening in Kenya right now. I do not regret it at all. And then Irene sent me an inbox message, and what she asked me was, what was your experience in marriage and what advice would you give someone before they decided to make that commitment? My marriage was very different. Of course, we had dated for 5 years, but it was long distance, and then we got married, and it disintegrated within 2 years. So we hadn't really lived together. It was very, very different. He was quite grounded, and I was just emerging into life and just wanting to blossom and do all these things, and he was at the point of his life where he just wanted to slow down and take a chill pill, and I refused to take that chill pill. It got stuck in my throat, and I was like, no, I'm not doing this. So my marriage really didn't work, and I've always said that marriage is quite overrated. However, I would not discredit it. So yes, my ring finger is very, very, very available. Hint, hint. Oh my God, this is just mad. Oh, so what should you do before you get married? Just make sure that you are friends with this person. Friendship is what remains when you're not in love with that person anymore. So as long as you have the friendship, you will always have that mutual respect and understanding, and you will definitely be able to empathize with your partner and fit in their shoes. So make sure that you are friends with this person. Love cannot hold marriage. It does not, because at some point it fizzles out, and then you definitely need a stronger glue to hold you guys together. So make sure that you're friends. And the one thing that I usually say, and especially that is the case with my partner right now, we agree on more things than we disagree on. So it's really, really important for you to be in that part where you guys are really agreeing on more things, because if you're constantly disagreeing and agreeing once in a while, it will constantly cause tension. So we align in that way, and it works for me. And yeah, so marriage is a beautiful thing when you get married to the right person. So those were the questions from the last vlog, but I have the new questions. So Yvonne asked me, there are so many conspiracy theories making the rounds these days, and I know you're a critical thinker, but what conspiracy theory might you be inclined to give a second or even a third thought? So yes, there are so many conspiracy theories happening, but there's one that actually there are two conspiracy theories that definitely interest me. The first one is obviously 9/11, and for obvious reasons, I just feel that given the US are constantly monitoring so many things and listening into so many conversations, I find it really hard to believe that they let that slip through the net. So yes, that is one of the conspiracy theories that I think about. So yeah, I think the US government probably had something to do with it. But yes, that's the one. The second one is COVID-19. I just don't believe that this little virus just happened out of nowhere. And I've read a few conspiracy theories about COVID-19, but I honestly find it really hard to believe that nobody saw it coming. So yeah, COVID-19 is the second one. So those are the two conspiracy theories. And then I have another question from Sheila. So Sheila asked me, do you think that kids from poor or non-academic backgrounds are any less likely to do better at school? So yes, this is a very serious question, and the reason that I find it to be quite serious is because it affects so many kids. So I feel that underprivileged kids definitely get affected in school, which then translates to how they do in life. If you go to an Ivy League school and you're equipped with all the tools to do well in life, you'll definitely perform. And then if you are brought up in a poor background and you don't have those tools, you're constantly struggling to even find study time. And I recently met this guy from South Africa. He's a white South African, and we bumped into each other at work, and we just started talking about our African experiences. And it was such a deep talk, but quite enriching. But he mentioned that in South Africa, the grading system is different for kids from poor backgrounds. So it's basically they have lowered the bar so that these kids can achieve something. Do I agree with that? No, I don't. I don't agree with that, because these kids will get to uni and then they will meet these kids who really excelled in school, and they will not be able to cope with that. You can't have the bar lowered throughout your life. So I definitely feel that poverty and coming from a non-academic background will definitely affect your learning curve and your performance and what you get to achieve in life. So you will definitely have to struggle to get to where you want to get to. And then I have a very juicy questions. So Bio asked, how many times have you done it during the lockdown, with mask and without mask? This guy is talking about sex. Who is having sex with a mask unless you're visiting working girls that you don't know? And who is actually visiting working girls during COVID-19? So I have been having my usual dose of sex, which is every so often. And yeah, no, we're not wearing any masks, but I'm quite intrigued by your question. Are you wearing any masks? And yes, some of you really wanted to know what this particular person asked. So yes, Jamal asked, he asked two questions. So the first one is, what would you consider as a best sexual position for optimum satisfaction? So I'll answer the first question and then I'll cover the second one. So I'll just give you a bit of background into my sexual evolution. When I was a bit lighter, I was really adventurous. Like, I used to go on top. I used to do all this crazy positions. However, now I have more baggage. I have to be more creative with that. And yes, I'm still quite very flexible and I'm still quite adventurous, but it has to be comfortable. Yes, it has to be comfortable. So my favorite sexual position is a pretzel. And yes, I will have an illustration here. Yep. So the thing about the pretzel is it encourages maximum penetration and stimulation. And also I can look into his eyes, look into my eyes. Yes, I like the pretzel. That is really comfortable. And then the second position is the Jiwis, which is very similar to the seashell and the happy baby pose. So I will illustrate it here. So I mean, I can take my legs as far that way as I possibly can. So I'm quite flexible that way. But yes, that also, I like positions where I'm looking at my man. Yes, I want to see him in all his glory. So yes, I like positions where I can see, I can look at his eyes while he's enjoying and while I'm enjoying. So yes, there is that, which I will illustrate here. But I have another one. I have another one that does not involve looking at him, but sometimes I'll just turn around and look. It's a downward dog. I like that one, and I especially like it when I have a pillow underneath me because it raises the hips just a little bit, and yeah, it's quite comfy. So yeah, any position that encourages deeper penetration, and the reverse cowgirl, but then where my legs are not around him, they are basically across one of his thighs. Yes, I like that one as well. Yeah, I like that one. And then Jamal's. Jamal's second question. Sorry, Jamal, if you didn't want me to mention your name, but yes, it was your question. The second one is does size actually matter apart from bragging rights? So, yes and no. I did a vlog a while back about penile size, and like I said, for every man there's a woman. It's like a key. If you're opening a door, you have to put a key that actually fits in that lock. If the key is too big, it will break the lock. If the key is too small, it will not do anything. You will just be wiggling around. But if the key fits, then definitely that works perfectly. So every woman has a key that will fit her. So size matters in that sense. But if a guy is really big, I mean, he can brag to his friends that I have a trunk for a tool, but it definitely doesn't matter in that sense. It's not how big it is, but it's just how comfortable it is. And yes, there is this stereotype that black men have bigger tools than white men. That is a lie. Do not believe it. Don't believe it. No, it's not true. Of course, Asians are known to have a smaller penile size, but when it comes to Caucasian men and black men, you get small and medium and large. Yes, all the way through. So I definitely know that for a fact. So just because it's a black guy does not mean that he is going to unleash the dragon. A white guy might surprise you. Yep, might surprise you. Yes. And Yvonne had another question. She said there's a growing concern that the efforts made to elevate the status of the girl child are now tipping the balance against the boy child. What are your thoughts? So, I do not think you can basically say that you want to be equal at the expense of another sex. If we're going to say that we want to be equal, we also have to elevate the boy child. So yes, I agree that by concentrating on one sex, you're totally forgetting about the other sex, and it's quite emasculating in that way. Most of the times it basically means that boys take that little corner over there and girls can play over here. So if we're going to fight for equality, it has to be a level playing ground for everyone, so that both boys and girls can get equal rights and can get a level playing field and can be able to get equal opportunities. So yeah, it's definitely affecting the boy child, and I feel for the boy child, yes. And the other question was from Jane, and she asked, Tinder, what are your thoughts on looks when it comes to finding a partner? They are very important. Gosh, I am so vain. I definitely have a type. Yes, I have a type. So looks are very important to me because they usually say it takes about 7 seconds to make up your mind about someone or to get an impression of someone. So nobody will dissect your brain and find out what's in there within those 7 seconds. So you have to look the part. For me, you have to be tall, dark and handsome and have big hands. Yes, you have to be taller than me when I'm wearing heels. I wear 6-inch stilettos. So you definitely have to be taller than me. Like I have to be looking at you from that angle. Yes, and then you have to look good. You know, you have to be masculine in a way, and you have to have those broad shoulders, you know, and you also have to have massive hands. I mean, there's no way that a guy with chipolata fingers is going to stimulate me. Yeah, so looks are very important. I'm vain like that, but just the same way men look at women and they're like, I'd like a piece of that. It's the same way I would look at a guy and say, ooh, yes, that is definitely my type. Yeah, so that's very, very important. And then she also asked me, what is your pet peeve? My pet, I have so many. Oof, anybody that knows me knows how many pet peeves I have. But my biggest one definitely has to be women that dress the body they want and not the body they have. And I laugh about this with my girlfriends all the time. I feel that as a woman, you should just be able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, this is what I want to drape on myself. It has to be flattering. You can't really be wearing clothes that are 2 sizes smaller and you just look uncomfortable, or you have something that is so short that you have to keep on pulling it down. What's the point? Dress the body you have, not the body you want. So yeah, that is my biggest pet peeve. Women that dress a certain way and then they have to keep on pulling the clothes down or shifting and shuffling. I'm like, no, just be comfortable. So, oh gosh, I think that's it. I know it was very last minute like last time, but yeah, thanks to everyone that actually took part. And yeah, thanks for all your questions, all the saucy ones as well. Thank you so much, guys, for braving the wilderness. So if you have any other questions or if you want to know something about me, drop me a message and I'll be able to address that on the next Q&A. But yes, I look forward to next week's vlog. I'm just doing a little bit of work on it, but I will deliver it. I promise to deliver it. All right, guys, so that's it for this week, and I look forward to catching up with you guys again next weekend. Okay? All right, guys, bye. Mwah. Take good care of yourselves and be kind to yourselves. All right? Cheers.